What's going on, guys? We have Brent here, and he is participating in our Pro Play Tour Dallas and doing really good with an unexpected deck. Please tell me about it.
All right, so this is a Blue Eyes deck, 60 card. It's really turned into a stall deck, and we'll get into it. Okay, so starting off, we got 3 Blue Eyes, then 3 alternatives, self-explanatory, pops lots of cards. 2 Dragon Spirit of White. This pops back row, banishes it. Fantastic use. An interesting choice for myself is Blue Eyes Solid Dragon. I would not recommend running this in any deck with 40 cards. This deck is 56 cards. Whew. You have to keep in mind that these are all of your garnets, with the exception of alternative. This entire deck is, if you run these cards, you're going to be bricking. If you see these in your opening hand, you're going to be bricking. So what I tried to do is add a large quantity of really saucy cards, essentially, and
that they are. Wait until you see them.
Yeah. So again, standard 3, the White Stone of Ancients. Now, a lot of people are running these at 2. In a normal deck, I definitely would. However, this is a free card to actually summon off either your Dragon Solid Dragon or your Spirit of White. 2, the White Stone of Legends, and that is just to get a Blue Eyes to hand. It's fantastic cards to see in your opening hand. You can just set them, go into YuGiOh. 1 Glow Up Bulb. I just use this as a set pass or go to YuGiOh. Don't really make too much synchros as much as I thought. Other monsters, we've got 2 hand traps here, Pankratops, and then DDD Crow. DDD Crow was able to hit a lot of Sky Strikers, as well as, I mean, it worked. It worked. I don't know what else I hit. All right, standard as well. The Melody of the Awakening Dragon. Ditch 1 card, grab 2. Fantastic card, one of the best cards for the actual Blue Eyes archetype. Now here's where the actual spice comes in. Aside from it being a 56 card deck, 3 Future Fusions. I know this play has been around and people have been know about it, but if you run Future Fusion and you just reveal 5-headed dragon, you can dump 5 dragons from your deck to the grave. And that means you can dump your stones, that means you can dump your all of your essential garnets. So in one swoop, you can theoretically, dump all of those, and then you're going to summon out. You can summon out these 3, and then add 2 of these to hand. Now this is it, all that's left in your hand. It really dilutes the bricking ability of Blue Eyes, and that's what this deck is all about, diluting the brick ability of Blue Eyes. Moving on, I need to see this card as soon as possible, and that's where Pot of Duality comes into hand. This deck should not work, but it's working great. I love it. So you're running 3 Pot of Dualities. You got to see this card as soon as possible, or really any of your other cards. You play a lot of essential side deck cards in the main deck, and this allows you to get to whatever you really need for that turn. Now you run 3 Dragon Shrine. This is one of the, again, a fantastic card. You can at any time, you always just throw out your Spirit and then a stone, depending on what you need in hand or what you need on the field or what your play setups are for. Dragon Shrine is a 1 card, and then it takes away 3 cards from your deck and adds a card to your hand. Fantastic. Majesty with Eyes of Blue. Now nobody plays this card. I understand why, but it is fantastic. You can stop Boral Sword from going off, you can stop anyone from attacking, and being that this has gone to more of a stall version, this permanently stops your opponent from attacking you at all. And you're already running 3K beaters. People are already having trouble. If you have some extra interruption for them, it's going into 3K beaters, they're gonna have a harder time. Again, it also gets rid of more of your garnets in your deck. Alrighty. Now, I only run 2 Return of the Dragon Lords. I like the idea of running 3, but we'll see why we don't. That's not really why we don't. We do run enough recursion. The other card that we are running that is the main win condition of the deck that I've only been able to pull off once today is utilizing Beacon of White. So the thing is, is you use you use your Future Fusion. You send your 5 material to show the 5-headed dragon, and then you load it with 5 blue eyes. And what that does is that gives you a blue eyes that can attack 5 different times. And the majority of decks will allow you to hit their life points once. What they're not going to expect is you to actually grab a Beacon of White, grab a blue eyes from your graveyard, and then attack once. And then if you attack 4 more times, that's game. That's the easiest way to actually win a game with this deck. It's got a nice little surprise factor to it. It's a little dirty, but gotta love it. Alrighty, moving on. 1 Silver Scry you can use as a quick play spell. Very nice for pairing it with Dragon Spirit of White. We've got 2 Mind Controls. This hits every single deck out there right now. Again, stall deck, you need to be able to have it in your hand. I never actually I take that back. I did use it once against Thunder Dragons. Scapegoat. It's Scapegoat. You do run the package in here. It's a cheap card that allows you to steal off pretty much, allows you to make big Link 4 plays. Now, the thing that really makes this a stall deck is Mystic Mine. I feel real dirty when I play this, but oh man, it allows you to stall like none other, and this deck can stall better than Sky Strikers. That's a bold claim. That's a real bold claim. So I'm sorry if I say it too abruptly, but from the Sky Striker player that I did play, I was able to at least get him. Search it out, Terraforming. Yeah, Mystic Mine, actually, every single time I played it, I was able to win that deck, because what you do is you actually play it, and then you turn it off at whatever point that you want. I'm not running any other field spells in here. My only outs to it really is Unending Nightmare or bringing in a monster to match whatever they have on their end. So I'm running 3 Unending Nightmare here. This, again, fantastic card to main. Gave me my win against Pendulums. It was, yeah, it gave me a win against Dinos as well. Going into Skill Drain. Classic, just gets rid of all your monster effects. Blue Eyes is fantastic with it. I did have to side it out one time, but I regretted not seeing it. Again, it's 56 card. I don't expect to see a lot of these. Another nice one, Evenly Matched. This card is incredibly unbalanced, and being that you're running a stall deck that only sets 1 or 2 back row max, if you decide, hey, I don't want to set a whole back row, you can let them hit you once. No one is OTKing right now with the exception of Cyber Dragons. I didn't play any Orcus today, so sorry about that, guys. But Evenly Matched won me a game or 2. Solemn Judgment, this was nice just to have in the back row. I never actually had to go off today, but you know, it's good to have. And then the final card is Metaverse, just to get out that Mystic Mine on whatever turn that you're working on. And that is the main deck for the Blue Eyes 56 card deck profile. that just feels bad saying that. I feel like it's got to be 60 or 40. Okay, let's go into the extra deck. There's really not a lot of spice as much as it is just stall power and, you know, using a lot of side deck cards. Blue Eye Spirit, Dragon of White, and then your Azure Eyes, and then your Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. Again, this stops Pendulum decks from summoning more than 1 monster at a time. And then you can go into either Azure to protect your dragons, or you can go to Black Rose Moonlight Dragon to do some interruption on your opponent's turn. Run Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. It's the easiest out that this deck has to Boral Load. Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. This is exclusively just for the Cyber Dragon matchup. You know, figure you might throw it in there. It doesn't cost a Super Poly target, or it doesn't cost a Super Poly at all. It's just a free out to their board. Now, something that you'll see in my side deck, I do run the Waking Dragon. Because I'm running a stall deck, people like to side in back row hate. So you throw in the Waking Dragons and then a Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon. And a lot of decks still can't get over this. The other package that I really like, I opted to stick out of the Galaxy Eyes package and went for the Lancelot. I find the Lancelot is a lot easier to use in the deck. At the end of the game, whenever you're pushing, you can just, and you can't actually push for game, you just link 2 and, or overlay for 2, go into Lancelot, he negates whatever first card effect occurs by either player each turn, and he can attack directly for 2k damage, so really nice damage there. Then to go into an active package with it, number 48 Pain Gainer, then number 77 Seven Sins. Thunder Dragons do not like this card at all. It's a 4k beater that you have automatically 4 material on it, and for any time that this card would be destroyed, you can just detach a material instead. And then additionally, if not the first turn that you summon it, you can detach 2 and then banish all cards that your opponent controls. It's a mass board wipe. No one likes dealing with it. Oh man, it is fantastic to pull off. As far as you have your 1 Future Fusion target, it's 5-headed dragons. You technically can use your Twin Burst. Never really did that though. Yeah, once you're dumping all 5 to the grave, you can really go off. Then as far as the link packages, you of course have your 1 Link Rebo, and then to deal with, to actually go in from your scapegoats, you do just some other link fodder, as well as this gets around your ability to go around. There can be only 1. Go into whatever. That's the name of it. And then you also have your 1 last Borolo Dragon. This deck can OTK just fine without Boral Sword. Borolo Dragon people have a hard time getting over. And so just there. Going into the side deck, we have 3 Karuki Maru Drago. If you're playing a Blue Eyes deck, I highly recommend you always main this in your side. Fun phrasing there. What it says is you just have to, neither player can special summon light or dark monsters, so it shuts out pretty much every deck out there. That's a 19k beater, and all you have to do is reveal a dragon from your hand at the end of the end phase, and it stays alive. Fantastic. The Winged Dragon of Ra takes care of entire board wipes. I find this was just a better side than Nibiru, being that this is 56 card. I don't expect to have Nibiru in my hand whenever my opponent's going off, so at least when I draw into this, I can deal with, I can choose to tribute off what I want from my opponent's field, and I don't have to worry about that. Chaos Hunter, I never really saw this guy. Would have liked to. Then Denkaseka, never saw any real heavy back row decks. I mean, of course, Sky Strikers, but those didn't. I never actually saw the Denkasekas. I would have liked to though. And then Waking the Dragon, did get to see those twice, and then of course Storming Mirror Force. Yeah, whenever your opponent sees Waking the Dragon after popping it, it's normally a scoop. So this is really the deck profile for Blue Eye Surprises, I guess.
Blue Eye Surprise, I do like that. And by any chance, you have any shout-outs?
Yes, Rob McMenemy, Carson Cohen, and then of course Ashley Levant and Brumkorf.
Oh, that is awesome, boss. Well, thank you for sharing your deck with us, and we're going to see you next time.
Ew.
All right.